And welcome to Federico Live. I'm Adam Federico. Wait, no, I'm Joshua Flowers. I work here at Federico. Adam is out of town, so I'm taking over cutting duties tonight. And yeah, we're going to be doing some hair cutting. So that's cool. This is my model, Erin, right? Erin?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it right. Yes. So tonight on Federico Live, we will be doing kind of a short croppy kind of thing with a disconnected top. Kind of a mohawk feel. So I want to bring it down through the back a little bit more. And so, whoa. Shut up! Why is that on? Okay. Why is that on everywhere? Wait. No, you stop too. Okay. That was dumb. All right. I've been plagued with technical difficulties all night. It's horrible. Okay. So, it's going to have a little bit of a mohawky feel. It's going to be your normal, like, disconnected undercut. And then I'm going to drop it a little further down through here and take everything through here really short. So it's going to be, I'm going to approach it as a little more of a round shape. And I'm going to approach it in a way kind of like a firefly, because that's like one of my favorite haircuts ever. But with a much steeper graduation. And I might pull off a couple other little tricks in there just to make it a little more interesting than our normal disconnected long top thing. Because we like awesome. We like awesome and different. So, if you guys are watching this, you should go ahead and follow us on Facebook and Twitter and all those places. Questions are going to be hard to answer tonight, so don't expect me to answer many, because I'm running the camera and all that stuff all on my own. But while I'm doing the blow dry, we also have a very special guest. I don't know where he went. DC, the barber, is here tonight as well. Oh wait, come on in, come on in. So, this is DC. He's one of our barber instructors here at Federico. And so while I'm blow drying Erin, he's going to be doing a haircut. And what do you got planned for us tonight?
I think we're going to do somewhat like a comb over, but a bed head kind of esque. Since the comb over is real hot, I want to give my man Bones is going to be in my model. I'm going to give him something kind of versatile where he can kind of rock it when he wants to look a little more conservative, and then rock it when he wakes up and just kind of rolls out of bed.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, cool. So we're all looking forward to that, because we all know that barber education is a little bit lacking for the salon world. So I thought, since Adam wasn't here, it'd be fun to kind of bring in other people from Federico. And so I thought, since barbering is so hot right now, that we'd bring in one of our barber instructors. So very, very happy to have DC here tonight to be helping us out. Cool, yeah, we'll see you in a bit then. He's off putting makeup on his model, so he was getting all the makeup on. All right, so we're pretty much sectioning out a very normal kind of horseshoe section here. I feel like since it's Federico Live, I should be doing this with a razor, but oh well. That's such a hard angle to film that I'm just going to be nice to myself and do scissors, since I'm running the camera as well tonight. Okay. But Katie should be here in a little bit, so that'll definitely help out as far as the angles. So bear with me. I'm going to be doing double duty. Man, that just sounded like Bob Ross there. I'm going to be doing some happy little haircutting. Some happy little graduation through the back. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to start in the front. And you can kind of see this previous haircut was by Garrett Markinson, who owns the product company. Well, it's just one product called Milk, which is wonderful stuff. He was the last one to cut your hair, right? Mm-hmm. You haven't got a haircut? So it's a really cool bob shape. That was a couple months ago, so it's got a little heavy through the graduation here. So we're going to tighten this up. I believe you wanted to keep a little disconnection through the front there, right? All right, so we'll keep those disconnected out, and then we're going to graduate everything else up. Typically, the way a lot of people are taught fireflies, they're taught to go in horizontal. That's going to be a little too bubbly for me, so I'm going to go ahead and go with more diagonal vertical sections. And let's look and see what we're going to drop out. That looks about right. That looks enough that it's going to be like a solid little disconnection there. So it'll kind of have almost like a skinhead girl, like bash kind of feel to it with a little disconnected sideburn things. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this little haircut. Now we just got to go like, after this we got to dye it like green or something.
I'm down for that.
Yeah? All right, cool.
Or something, purple, something.
All right, so I'm going to start with this first diagonal section. And to get this little disconnection out of the way, I'm just going to take this section here that I don't want to cut, and we'll just tuck it behind the ear there. And hopefully, it'll stay safe there. And hopefully, I don't accidentally cut it. So I'm gonna cut everything above that, so you can kind of see that area through there. All right. And working straight out from the head, slight bit of graduation. And quite close as well. And Aaron has just really kind of awesome head shape. So you can get away with these like kind of strong like geometric fillings on them. Because you can, like, I like when like a person has a really good head shape, so you can like really kind of experiment with more like flat shapes and more geometric, like kind of almost square feelings to them. Which is kind of, Garrett kind of did something like that. Yeah, it was very kind of square feeling. It was a really cool little haircut. But it's time for something a little shorter, something a little different.
Agreed.
Yeah. So just continuing back, it's a slight bit of graduation. I'll turn it this way so you guys can kind of see my finger angle. So you can see my fingers are slightly pointed in. I'm just going to continue with that. And down. As if when I turn to the camera, you guys can see how that's kind of flattening out, but I still have a little bit of graduation right through there. So we continue through. Man, it's so weird not having Adam here on a Thursday night. This is like our buddy night. This is our like cut hair and bond night.
Oh, are you sad?
Yeah, I'm totally sad. Let's see, do we have a schedule of classes? Okay. Let's see, we had Edwin Lombardi here. Mm-hmm. We had the KMS people here. Our next event for Federico Advanced will be Russell Mays, and he'll be here on May 19th. Our good friend Russell from Orange County. Some people may know him as Hair Maven. He's going to be here teaching a class, and that's open to students and professionals. So if you get a chance, and if you're in the Northern California area, May 19th, that weekend, you should definitely come up and take a class with Russell, because Russell is super awesome. And you'll be super lame if you're up here and you don't do that. So stop being lazy. Stop being lazy about your education, just watching, people cut on YouTube. Okay, don't do that. I like your views. But take some live education once in a while too. Cool, so we kind of got this cool little mullet thing, and I actually like it. You know what it's reminding me of right now? Remember the movie Rules of Attraction? With Shannon Sossaman?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of reminding me of that little haircut, which was like, when that movie came out, I think that came out in like 2002. That was my favorite freaking haircut, and I put it on every single client that would let me. Like every single one of them. It was insane. I was totally like obsessed with that haircut. So okay, maybe I'll make it look like that. Maybe I'll give it that feeling. Doing all right under there? Yeah, cool. All right, so same thing as on the other side. And you notice like I worked one side and then I'm going to the other. Part of it's I haven't completely figured out what's going on through the back, but I kind of like working front, just to kind of see what my overall, I get a better vision of what the entire haircut's gonna look like when I work front and then work back. Plus, you know, if you're actually working in front of a mirror, which I don't do much of anymore, your client kind of gets to see what the end result is going to be right off the bat, and you're not like, surprise. And they know that you're not doing anything like asymmetrical or kooky. And so on this side, still going with the slight graduation, very close to the head, but you notice that my fingers are slightly angled towards me now. And whenever I teach graduation, when I have something that's, when I'm doing kind of vertical graduation that could be just a couple of degrees away from a layer, one of the things I like to tell people to kind of pretend is that their fingers have little lasers on the end of them, right? And so if the lasers are pointing like straight up at the ceiling, like if you see a line just running parallel with the wall, then you're going to be layering. So if you're graduating, you want the lasers just shooting kind of behind your head that way. And that's a good way to be able to tell if you're graduating or if you're doing layering. I used to say just keep your pretend your fingers are really, really long, but that kind of gave me nightmares and creeped me out a bit. So.
Everybody wants laser fingers.
Everyone wants laser fingers. Who doesn't want those? That would be awesome. But I don't know. If laser fingers came out, I think I'd get over it like really quick. Well, no, because like when I was a kid, like I was really into like Johnny Quest cartoons and G.I. Joes, and they always had the wristwatch communicators and all that shit, and you could be like, talk to your friends, you know? You'd be like, oh, that's so cool, I would call Haji all the time, and that would be really cool, and we could see each other when we talk. And now we have freaking FaceTime on their iPhones, and I can't remember the last time I've ever used that. It's not like, you never like call up like, hey bro, FaceTime me. Come on, I want to see your face while I talk to you. Like, that never happens. Who does that? So it's like the technology is there now, but we don't use it. I don't know, I Skype a bit. I do a little bit of that, but I don't know. I think if we had wristwatch communicators, I don't know if anyone would really use them.
They do exist.
Oh, they do exist now. Okay. Mm-hmm. In wristwatch form.
Yeah, it's like a little phone on the wristwatch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, so there we go. We have our fronts taken down. And it's looking really awesome and mullety. I kind of want to just leave it a mullet because that's really cool, but I'm not. But I want to. You know, it's funny because a lot of my hair cutting inspiration throughout the years has come from half-finished haircuts. And what I mean by that is like when I comb something down and I start looking at it, I see like a little shape before I'm done with the haircut I was originally going to do. And I see a little shape there, I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. Maybe not on this client, but another client, maybe I'll just leave that stuff out and see what happens. So kind of, it's a good reason to always pay attention to what you're doing throughout the haircut because you'll discover like these little shapes and these little things that actually really look good on people that are really nothing more than unfinished haircuts in a way, so. Like, I remember, like, when I first learned, like, a firefly haircut, I only did one side. And before we learned the firefly, the other haircut we did on a mannequin was a graduated bob. So we did graduated bob first, symmetrical, and then we started working the firefly and working into the back, and got halfway through the firefly haircut, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. It's like a little asymmetrical like bob thing. And then I spent a couple of years just being an asymmetrical douchebag, and that's all I used to cut. But now, of course, I'm in my year of no asymmetry, so.
I feel like you would probably like Yolandi Fitzer's hair.
Oh, from Diane Warp?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it too much now, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But
when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's so amazing.
I know.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really incredible when I first saw it.
I cut a 4-year-old's hair like that, but she asked for it.
What, really?
Yeah, she's like, I like Yolandi, I like mullet. And so we
Oh, that's so awesome.
she rocked it.
And her mom was okay with it, huh? Yeah, all right.
Rocked it for about a week and then was like, I don't want this anymore.
I don't like this long stuff in the back. That's so funny.
She didn't want to brush it.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Well, she
okay.
was 4. She wasn't about that life.
Yeah. She wasn't about the thug life yet.
No.
No? Okay. So as I worked through the back hair, right, it was very like vertical through the front. Through here, I'm working a little more of a horizontal graduation because I really want to leave this weight right through there, right through the crown area. And just working this diagonal section around the head. And through the back, I'm kind of crossing over the center there. All right. So just kind of working it around like a globe. And now it's gone from mullet into more of a rat tail. Which is also cool. Maybe that's how the rat tail was invented way back when, somewhere in the Midwest. It's just like the barber shop caught on fire. The guy couldn't finish it, the haircut. So there was just a sweet tail left in the middle. But he was like the cool kid in his high school because he drove a T-top Firebird. And so he went to school with his rat tail.
And his laser fingers.
Yeah, and with this rat tail and his laser fingers. It was everyone was like, I'm going to be like Billy Ray. And then all of a sudden, rat tails and laser fingers. Actually, Billy Ray, with the rat tail, later, a couple years later, went on to invent laser tag. So that was the thing. So Billy Ray, fashion icon, also responsible for fucking laser tag. Yeah.
Know your back.
Yes, yeah, know your made-up history. Made-up history with Joshua Flowers here on Federico Live. All right, so just continuing these pretty much horizontal diagonal sections now. And when I get to a point of my liking, I will then stop elevating and just drag everything down to one spot. Continue back. I think right about here. I'll stop elevating here. Is there a set rule on where to stop elevating? No. It's just kind of whatever is going to feel good. And I'll probably do a little scissor over comb on this, tighten everything up, but I'm just getting the kind of the rough, wet shape in there now for this really, really awesome haircut. And really, that's kind of the thing. I've always been a big fan of dry cutting a lot, but I always want to kind of get the rough, wet shape in there. Not even rough, like pretty close to what I want with wet hair. And then I'll kind of work it in a little more with the dry. But we can already see that's like really kind of bringing out that question mark, like head shape there. So this is going to be a badass little haircut. All right. So onto this side, which is still a mullet. Damn, we should have left the mullet. The mullet was so cool. All right, this is looking pretty awesome too, though. Let me just check the stream real quick. Everything seems to be looking good. Okay, comments. Okay. I'll answer these questions up here. Julie Klein asks, what up, Josh? Glad you're feeling better. Thank you. I'm glad I feel better too because I was totally dying. And Debbie Pickens, what do you mean by a perfect head shape? Pretty new to the salon world. I'll explain that when I get back to my model. Sarah Schwartz, when cutting fine hair, why does it show every line you cut? I've noticed that fine hair is harder to cut than any other texture of hair. And Emily Sarah, makeup artist, said pew pew. I guess in relation to laser fingers. Okay, so let's start with perfect head shape. To me, perfect head shape, in basically all of haircutting, right? If you're new to haircutting, you can approach haircutting as a do no wrong, or kind of like doctors, do no harm, right? Like, okay, maybe you don't know what this West Nile virus is, but don't like shoot them up with cyanide and kill them because you don't know what the disease is. It's do no harm, right? So you may not know every single haircut in the books, and someone may ask for things and you don't know what it is, but don't go and give them a mullet because you don't know how to do a graduated bob. Don't do that. Don't do any harm, right? So if you're new at haircutting, right, you may not know everything, but there's only two things that you need to kind of concentrate on giving people. The first one is perfect head shape, is you want, for a profile, it's like a question mark, and it should look like a question mark, right? So you know if someone's looking flat here, right, you know that you should probably take out weight here to kind of build up weight to build that roundness through there. And if you think about long hair, the layers are always cut right through here. The volume's always here. Why? Because it gives a question mark shape, right? So that's for the profile. You're always thinking question mark, question mark, question mark. For the front, your goal is, if we all think back to, you know, our initial beauty school training, we're always taught that oval face shape is the most complimentary face shape. So whatever you do, whatever you can do to get someone to have the face shape being oval. So that means if someone has a very square face, you probably don't want to just give them a chin length bob because that's going to make them even more square. And you probably don't want to give them straight across bangs and these parallel lines because that's going to make them more square. You probably want to do something a little softer or rounder through the front to try and soften that square line and make everything feel a little more oval. So if anything, those two things are probably your most important things that you want to concentrate on when you're starting out. It's just oval face and question mark head. And as far as the fine hair question, water. As far as the fine hair question, it's not always fine hair that I see leaving a lot of lines. Usually, well, I guess blonde hair is naturally always a little on the finer side, and it's just the way the light hits, it is going to show every line. The key to removing those lines is, of course, working really clean when you're cutting the hair initially, when you're doing the wet cut. Make sure you're not over-directing too far each section. Just make sure that you're working really clean. Excuse me. And the other thing is that you want to make sure you go back and do a bit of dry cutting refining and make sure that you get all that stuff blended in. I don't really do a lot of texturizing. You can get rid of a bit of it with texturizing, but with finer hair, if you texturize it too much, it's just gonna, fine hair is tricky because if you start texturizing it, then there's no weight left to it whatsoever. So I find just using really blunt lines and shifting stuff around to try and blend it in as much as possible. And maybe I'll show you guys that in a bit. But. All right, so there was my baseline. Now I'm working this graduation in even more. Definitely more horizontal than what I did in the front. And working through that front graduation. And around, right? And just continue along with those elliptical sections. I think that's how I say it. Good enough. I was close enough. You know what I was talking about. Elliptical. All right, I'm working back. And into the nape. How's my camera angle look, DC? You can see on there. If you need to move it around, feel free.
Maybe up a little bit?
Yeah, feel free to help me out then.
Is this one here?
No, it's right here. Right there. Oh, right there. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
fancy, huh? There you go.
There we go. Awesome.
Okay. I'm up here touching the monitor.
Just dirtying up everything. No, that's fine. That's cool. All right. We're just continuing around. Definitely more horizontal. With each section of graduation just going into the previous. And we're pretty much getting to the point now where I was building some steep graduation with those sections. Even though they were horizontal, I was still working quite short with that graduation. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to start dragging down all the sections to the same place instead of continuing to elevate.
Goodbye, mullet.
Bye, mullet. We hardly knew ye. Okay, maybe one more section elevating, then we'll start dropping stuff down. Right, so we're getting a nice bit of tapering through there. I do okay sometimes. Not as clean as clippers, but close enough.
Oh, God.
Close enough. Good enough for government work. Right, so now we're bringing everything down to that last section. Right, so you notice I was working more straight off the head. Now I'm dragging everything down a little further. Make sure I get these disconnections out of the way so I don't cut them. It's looking all right so far. Still doing okay down there? Yeah. Lights get hot, don't they? No, you all right? Okay. I should really turn the fan on. Oh, that's a great idea, John. And it is. Because, you know,
I got you.
I'm wearing a hoodie and stuff. Why not? Yeah, why not? Oh, that feels so nice.
Oh, look at your hair. That's your hair.
I know. It totally makes it model-rific. It's gonna have to go away when you start cutting. Otherwise, it's gonna blow hair right in his eyes. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was the thing. Like when I worked at a shop that was like mostly men's cuts and stuff. Man, there was nothing that would piss me off more than you're like getting really in there and you're trying to detail out. And then the jerk that sits next to you like is blow drying and then sticks their blow dryer under their arm and is all, and you get a face full of hair and your client gets a face full of hair.
Yeah.
Just jerks. Oh, I would not sit next to, I'd be like, no, you cannot sit next to me because You totally like backwash on me. That's what it is.
It's hair backwash.
Yeah, you might as well pick up my Mountain Dew and backwash it. Well, you might as well. Thanks.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Cool, so looking a little bit clean. It's a nice little kind of crop shape. Now we're gonna work through this top triangular section right through there, all right? So normally I would kind of approach this like a bias cut, which means I would round this stuff out a little more, but I kind of want to keep that weight kind of down here and graduate it as opposed to just bringing it up through there. Hi.
I have some stuff for you to cut with today.
To what?
To cut with today, so you can put those away.
Oh, really? Oh, look at this. Katie brought me toys.
Yeah, it's the new HB comb.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay.
And it's just like out today.
Oh, you got new scissors today?
Those are fabulous.
Yeah? Oh.
Small changes.
Oh. These are from Mike Varela, yeah. From Kingley Hair Group. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Tension screw split. There's a black bumper.
Oh.
I don't know, like what other changes there are that.
Okay. Wow, they feel nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try them.
Yeah, you want to feel those real quick? Yeah. They're very like stealth bomber scissors. Yeah, right? They feel all right.
Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are real nice. Light.
Yeah, they're really nice. Hey, thanks a lot, Mike. Cool. Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah.
Mike is actually a really, really awesome hair cutter. He's got a Sassoon background, and follow his stuff on Instagram and Hairbrained. And I think it's Kingley Hair Group. So go ahead and follow him, give him a follow, and thanks for the scissors.
Yeah, they're pretty badass.
Yeah, they feel pretty nice. What was that? What was that popping sound? What did I miss? Was that a fuse somewhere? You never know with these lights. I'm just expecting like a big spray of sparks. Oh, there we went. It was a fuse. I was right. All right. That's done. Okay, we're kind of in the dark now. It's really moody right now.
You can change the lighting on.
Oh, really? It's still the same? Cool. All right, so same thing on this side. Just bringing that triangular section down into what I already cut.
You really are bringing this technical difficulties tonight, aren't you?
What's that?
But you really are bringing this technical difficulties tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we usually blow light every night. But I think we're out of fuses, so. But, you know, it's just kind of, that's what happens on Federico Live and Weapon of Choice. We blow lights, and it's cool. It's badass. It's fun.
What makes it live?
Yeah, that's what makes it live.
Did you already answer your question?
Let's see. Pew pew. I got that, and the fine hair one, I answered that,
Head shape and
and the head shape one, I answered that.
All right.
And I said, yes, I'm feeling better. So, did I get them all? Yeah? Okay. Cool. So, now I have the back down. So I think, I don't know, what am I gonna do with her crazy hairline?
I told you. Crazy back there.
Let's see. Where do I want to take it? Well, we'll definitely be using the clippers, because, you know, we have a barber on the scene, so we definitely have. I think I'm just going to go with a little bit of a V shape through there.
Hey, that shear is really going there.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Bravo, right? Who needs clippers, man?
I do. All this time and effort, man. I could have just slapped a number 5 on, called it a day. I could have been smoking cigarettes now.
That looks so much better. Presentation is everything.
You know, I don't know. I think we get really wrapped up in, who was it? It was John Simpson was here one time, right? And no one ever gets to see like John Simpson cut hair, but he was here doing like a Goldwell class, and you never see him cutting hair, but he was just here solo for like Goldwell, and he had his like, he travels with high dollar models, you know, not the girls at the mall that we find. Like he actually hires out like girls that can pose and shit, like, right? And so he's got this really pretty girl, right? And he's like, oh, I need to trim your hair. And I'm like, oh, you know, I bet he's going to do something awesome. He just takes out the clipper, slaps on the plastic number 2, and is like, ooh. And he's like, yeah, it looks pretty good. And I'm like, it does look good. Like, we get so wrapped up in our ego of, oh, this is an artesian crafted haircut, you know? It's like, nah, it looks the same as the number 2.
Right.
You know, and you can like sit back and pick at it, and you just be like, oh no, I see a little bump right there. That is awful. No, he just saved, you know, 45 minutes.
Right.
All right, so let's bring it. Now, you didn't want full bangs, you just wanted the front carved out a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
I mean, if you want full bangs, we can do
No,
those
I
too.
don't really care.
Oh, wow, okay.
Do whatever. Once you've had the majority of your head shaved, there's no fear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you. All right, so we'll definitely be like going back and doing like a bit of clipper work when we bring her back. But instead of having you guys like have to suffer through a blow dry, you guys are gonna get DC doing a haircut. And DC is really legit barbering. So we should all be very, very excited for that.
Can you say sexy shear?
Sexy shear?
That's a sexy shear.
Sexy shear? Sexy shear. Sexy shear. Shushy shear.
Like that comb.
I like the comb. It's definitely different than a YS. The texture is different. It's a little smoother. I like that the ridges are actually textured. That's kind of nice because it's a little more grippy. This is a new like leader comb that HB has right now. It's pretty cool. All right, let's look at the top here. Let's see what I'm going to do with that. I am going to connect it out through this little graduation here, and I'm going to bring everything into the center, and then probably rely on a bit more dry cutting than anything else. But it's looking pretty badass and baller right now. Just let you know. It's looking like a total baller haircut. What? Look at me being all urban around the barbers. just trying that out, you know, just seeing if that works.
Hey man, it's not on you, it's in you.
You know? Hey, I try and hang out with the barbers as much as possible to keep up my street cred, you know?
Josh doesn't need any street cred.
Otherwise, I'm just a big dork without a pair of clippers, you know?
That's a good
Like me being the hairstylist, hanging out with all the barbers, that's like, who was that comedian that was talking about, like when you see a gang of brothers, the most dangerous guy in the gang is the one white guy that's hanging out. Because you know he's the crazy one. Yeah.
That should be the one that starts
Yeah. So I'm the one stylist hanging out with all the barbers.
Next time we get to LA, we can go to Roscoe's and we go tear it up.
Oh, I love me some Roscoe's chicken and waffles, man.
We go tear it up.
I don't care. That's one of my exceptions.
Last time we were too busy. Next time we get out.
Oh, I always got time. There's nowhere that compares to Northern California, right? I mean, I've been to a couple places in Oakland that have okay, yeah, and Jack London there, that have okay chicken and waffles, but it's not the same. It's the atmosphere and everything. It's the way, you just know, I'm like, oh, SCO special. Yeah, give me that, crispy, dark meat. Yeah, I'm good. Give me this. All right, so there's a little bit of crazy cowlickiness in the front too, so maybe not, we probably shouldn't do like full bangs there because you guys can see it parts and it jumps a lot.
My hairline is crazy.
So And I can already see if I take that down, it's gonna pop up. So I think we're gonna save the rest of this for blow drying. And, but I'm liking it so far. It's looking pretty good. I kind of like it. I don't know, I'll try and kind of keep it wavy as possible too, because I like that on there as well. All right, so I'm gonna go off and blow dry now. DC, you ready to go? All right. Let me hand the mic over to you.
Bring this thing away.
Yeah, that's cool. You get all your stuff. Oh, you have rechargeable stuff here.
I got
Take
stuff.
that, clip it on wherever. I'm not gonna do that for you.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, let's just say I'll put it down your pants.
Hey man, please do. And see, this is what happens when you wear skinny jeans and want to mic up. Barbers and skinny jeans should not mic up.
Yeah, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna go off and blow dry. So I can send to you, DC, the barber. You need a cape? You got a cape?
I do. Oh, you can take that with you if you want.
All right, yeah. All right, let's go.
Katie,
Do you want to blow dry? Or?
help your man out. Somebody, please. Bones, not you. You have a seat. You can have a seat. My model Bones, thank you very much. Maybe one of the lovely ladies will help me because I don't want Bones touching me like that.
This thing even work. There we go.
Go. All right. Get a second to get my handy duty little toolkit on here. And like Josh said, yes, I work with mostly cordless, just for demonstration purposes. It makes it easier to move around, and I don't have the, I have a little bit more mobility. This works. This is my model. What is your real name, Bones?
Alex,
Alex.
don't call me that though.
We call him Bones. He's one of our students here, Federico. You want to take this off, man? I'm gonna give him the look like bone chicken bow wow. All right, let's roll this in here. So yeah, Bones is, like I said, one of our barber students. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just, since we're just filling in for Josh, I'm not gonna do anything overly complex. I'm gonna go ahead, just give him a nice tight taper. Is that too tight on your neck? All right, that good? All right. Give him a nice tight taper around his neckline. I'm gonna be using Andis BGRs, as well as Andis Super 120s and Slimliners. Might get a little razor involved. But as you can see, he's got naturally darker hair. He's got a nice complexion. It's gonna be a real easy cut. He's been working with a comb over, and we know the comb over is pretty, people are getting it all over. It's a pretty common cut right now. I hate to call it a common cut because it's a real nice cut. I'm actually glad as a barber that it's back, because it gives us barbers more of a challenge and brings traditional barbering back to the forefront. So I'm gonna start off really low. I'm gonna start at this temporal area, and I'm gonna bring this line with my 3-0 around very low. You see? I use the C-cup motion pretty throughout the entire cut. That fan feels good. And everything I do, I want to make sure that I don't put in hard lines, so I'm flicking for a purpose. Nothing should be really hard to blend out. I'm gonna start with my 3-odd low, and by the time I'm done, I'll end back up with my 3-odd. I like to start and end pretty much with the same clipper, cleaning up as I end. Just like what Josh was saying earlier, and hairstylists know as a fact that parting is very, very important. So where we don't have to part a lot with barber cuts per se, having strong lines and control lines, it helps you to become a lot more efficient in your clipper cutting. Saves a lot of time. So again, this is the 3-0 going all the way around, keeping it virtually pretty low around his, I like to call it around his glass line, where you put sunglasses, your reading glass, or whatever. I like to keep that tight. So even in my everyday cuts, I like to taper just a little bit closer around there so that my clients can get a little bit more wear right around where they wear their ears, where they wear their glasses or something along those lines. Now I switch to my number one. I'm gonna go up just a little bit higher. The way I gauge it, in fact, is usually with my comb. So if I'm here, this is my low point here, I might wanna go half of that comb. So I'll take it down right here. That's what I'm gonna do, about right there. So that's my guide, to come right around there. Keep the same line, just a little bit higher. So now this is my number one. Keep the same motion. And you can see we create another line of graduation, but not a hard line that we're gonna have to remove later on. Let the clipper do the work. Just feeding the hair into the clipper. Also think of your chair as a tool as well. And don't overwork yourself. Use the chair as a tool itself. So I'm spinning my chair as I go. I like to tell people I do it like a typewriter. A lot of young people don't know what a typewriter is anymore though. Typewriter, go from one side, complete one side, go all the way back. Something like that. That way I avoid a lot of inconsistencies in my hair cutting. He's gonna have a heavier side naturally because of the part. And we noticed that the natural part, I should have said something about that earlier, the natural part comes from his right side and it goes over to his left side here. So this is gonna be his naturally heavier side over here, pushing away from his natural part line. So when we do that, we wanna be very cautious on not going too high into that area, because that is going to serve as part of the haircut to keep it nice and weighted just for that particular style. That's my number one. Now I'm going to go to my number two. There's a series of different blades that I could go through, but for building graduation purposes, this is what I'll start with. And as I stated before, I started on the other side. I come over here. I'm going to start on this heavier side now. Josh is right, those lights is hot. Same thing, take about the half of the length of the comb and just progress up just a little higher. Flicking motion, keeping the shape of the cut. The back I could go up a little bit higher. I like to use the term cut and comb with my barbers, my students. It's very important to move that hair out the way, or you're going to continue your process. And again, you want to cut efficiently, effectively. It's not necessarily about speed, but it's always about being efficient in your hair cutting. I'm big on developing systems like, my system doesn't have to be your system, but develop a system for yourself so that you can get your clientele taken care of in a timely manner, as well as you don't run the risk of having a whole lot of stuff you got to clean up later on. As I get towards the top, I just slow up just a little bit so I don't make a hard line in there. Bones, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right. Bones and I were just talking about the importance of branding yourself. And like I said, he's one of our Federico students, and he's really eager in identifying himself as he didn't say a good barber, but as a great barber. And I believe that's what we teach here. I'm glad to have him as a model tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us.
Here.
So that's my two, went all the way around. I changed my angle just so I could work with the light. Barbers, we know, hairstylists, we know light is very important when we do. Sometimes shadows can cause a different effect, so I want to make sure that I'm really consistent with the fading, blending rather. Now I'm gonna switch to my 3.5, or my 3 3/4 rather. It's the bigger blade. No, I'll go with my 3.5. 3.5. I'm gonna take this weight line towards the top, right around in here. So now that I got this guideline, I got 3 lines established actually. I got a 3-aught, I got a 1, and I got a 2. So now I wanna go ahead and remove this bulk right up in here a little bit. I wanna go down here, remove this bulk in here somewhat. And then when I get down here, the rest is gonna be cake. You just blend all that out really easily. So now I'm gonna take my 3.5, come right around in here. We'll speed up a little bit. At this time, I might choose to use a little water just so that the water adds a little weight. So as you can see those little bit of hairs wants to fly away from me. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and work with it till I get to the other side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use a little water just to weigh him down. Not an extreme amount of water, but just enough so I can get weight from his hair to support me blending the sides in without having to worry about the hair from the top getting caught up into the cut. Spin that chair, get him around. I like to use the motion I like to call it popping a willy with my clippers. What I'm doing is get the heel of the clippers back here, and as I progress and elevate towards the top, I pop a willy basically. Some people call it C motioning, and C motion is a good way that we can, you know, tell what we're doing, but at the same time, we all know what popping a willy is from being a kid. When you pop a willy, you get the same type of effect, graduating. Some people may not know how to do a C. They know how to pop a willy though. Right, Miss Carrie?
Right.
Hair nerds in the house. Did Ro leave?
She did.
Good, I can go talk about her now. The support of our educator team here, you know. Yeah, it's amazing. All right. As you can start seeing that line, it's just starting to blend out. And I haven't even done a lot, I haven't even begun doing the fading actually. It just naturally blends out. And that fan is killing me, but it feels great. So now I go and I grab a little bit of water. We use sexy sprays. We don't shoot the man all over. We go ahead and I want to be specific as to where I want the water to lay, especially not on the camera. Okay, spray the camera then. No, Josh should get me. Okay, so again, client comfort is always important. So let's make sure we keep his face clean of debris, hair, if you can. All right, start to wrap this up. So now that I got a little water here, I can actually see the direction this hair wants to go and make it do what I want it to do. Yeah, there we go. Starting to come together. 3.5 on here still. Getting that high weight line out. Popping the willy as we go toward the top of the crown. Check in with Bones. Bones, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right. Body positioning is key. I see a lot of barbers cutting and they're anatomically doing it, I wouldn't say wrong, but just challenging yourself, maybe not working as smart as you can. You know, we were behind the chair a good portion of our lives, hopefully, if you're smart enough to take care of yourself. So make sure you know that you depress your shoulders, you're not too tight and tense, your back isn't, you sit down regularly when you can, if you can, but just take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water. Believe it or not, that all makes a difference when we're talking about being a high-end hair cutter, barber, stylist. Now take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. So yeah, we just blending out around here now. I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm going to switch now to my 2 3/4. Remember, we used the 2 initially to start. Now my 2 3/4 is in between my 3 1/2 and the 2. Real light, soften this line up here. Josh, how am I doing on time? How am I doing on time? Okay. 2 3/4 blade, blending it in. I'm using a lot of the corner of my blades, not the flatness of my blade. I'm using the corner because we all know his head is not flat, it's round. So using the corners of my blade allows me to go in a diagonal motion and not create any hard lines in the process. Two 2 3/4. Now I'm gonna switch to my 1 3/4. That is underneath my 2, which I initially started with. 1 3/4, then we'll switch down to a 1 1/2. When I get to this point, I'm gonna switch my comb up as well. I like a thinner comb so I can get into these areas really with precision and intent. Tell my students always get a good stretch. The flatter you are able to make a round surface, the easier or the less probability you have to create lines. Bones, tell me a story.
Man, I don't know no story. I was trying to come up with something.
Trying to come up with a story?
Yeah.
All right. We're switching from our 1 3/4, then our 1 1/2.
Follow my Instagram though. So you got your own logo, label. That's a real barberism. There you go.
Hey, you're the man. Federico Life, hashtag, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Fun place to be, man.
Come get a cut.
Yes.
Come get a cut.
Come see our barber students. We have some of the best barber students on the planet.
Yeah.
And our facility is unparalleled. So I've had friends come up here and say that the place reminds them of the iRobot headquarters. Come on in here and watch the lights turn on as you walk.
Yes, sir.
So you can start seeing our blend is coming together. Now the C motioning for me comes a little bit more into play, because what I want to do, what I'm attempting to do is I'm slowing down. I also change my position, my hand with my clipper. I bring it like so now, clipper underhand motion, clipper overhand, clipper underhand. And my clipper underhand, I'm able to C cup, just a little C cup, C motion, just a little. Shut up, Bones. Another conversation we were having earlier, sorry. C motion into the cut and become a lot more detailed and precise in where I want the clipper blades to remove hair. Again, you just feed the hair into the clippers and let the clipper do the rest. 1.5, done. Switch to our 1 1/4 now. You know, there's different ways of doing this too. You know, a lot of people use adjustables. My reason for doing it like so is I like to use my adjustable clippers as my finisher, my polisher. So in some cases, I'll start off with my adjustable, especially when I have specific clients that want a number 4 or a number 5 or something like that. And, you know, it can't be convinced that, you know, a shear cut will get them the same thing. So, you know, for those reasons, I might use an adjustable, but I prefer the detachable system and then my adjustables to clean up. It just works for me. Now my clipper is angled so that I'm here. And as I elevate like such, I get along, I'm flicking instead of pushing the hair into it, flicking more. So it gives me more graduation. It takes less hair. One A, coming to a close here. Excuse me, 1 1/4, coming to a close, and we're gonna switch to our 1A. And then, as I said earlier, we'll go back to the exact blade that we started from. So the way what's happening is, it's kind of like in the hairstylist world what we call cross-checking. So I'm cross-checking horizontally as I go up and build my lines, but as I come back down, I'm cross-checking again. As I'm also going around, I'm coming back and I'm cross-checking again. So it's just another form of cross-checking. Barber style, I guess. So as you see, like I'm taking these blades down and the lines start to just kind of dissipate. That's simply because we've already been here. Now we're just cleaning it all up. Angling my clippers so I can get into those little different areas where his head is just bony structures and things of that nature. You want to go ahead and kind of just take your time and get around there. You can point cut with these blades as well. That's what I'm doing right here, a little bit right here, a little point cutting as such, so I can get more specific as to where I want my blending to occur. Yo, Katie, I was gonna tell you, I was looking at the video from hair therapy, like when Josh was on stage the other day. Well, not the other day. I was looking at the video the other day, and I was like, how did Josh get him on stage? And I remember like, oh, Katie was there. I was like, yeah, you got some cool shots, Katie.
Katie does also. I'll do shots for Katie shots.
Got you. Yeah, right. Well, you know what they say. Behind every great man.
Well, that would imply him great first.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. I call him like I see him, man. I definitely enjoy as a professional watching your channel and watching just the fun stuff you do with hair and just the fact that you do have fun with it. You know, if you haven't checked out this video on what is it, what is it? What is the one? You know what I'm talking about? The hairstylist with the most. Yes, how to be the platform artist. If you have not checked that video out, you need to check it out right now. Because I guarantee you, if you venture to a hair show, you have seen all of these guys. Josh played them all really well. So now, again, like I say, everything is pretty much virtually done. I'm gonna take one more blade just for, I almost cursed, oots and giggles. Poots and giggles. We go. Yeah, we can. Yeah. I'd like to come in tomorrow and still have my job, Kate.
I already dropped an F-bomb.
Oh, that's what they told me too. DC, don't drop the F-bomb. If you know me, you know I'm an ex-sailor and a quintessential cursor. I curse for color. I like the color that the cursing brings.
It's better than saying
Right. I got a word for that. So now I'm at my OA, and the OA is just a step over my 3/0. And now again, like I said, we're getting right back to where we started from. And as we do that, you can see the haircut coming together, and the rest is clockwork. We just knock all of this down at the bottom, and we'll be done. And then we'll go for styling. The biggest thing, like I explain to my students, is hair cutting and styling are two completely different animals, but you need to be versed in both. You need to be I mean, you don't have to be great at either or, but you need to be versed in both until you can become great in both. So for bone style today, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how we can keep a contemporary comb over pretty much. I'm gonna go through the top a little bit, do a little shear work, just to remove some of this bulk here. But for the most part, I'm gonna keep it happily a mess. Now I'm switching from my BGR to my Super. Another cool clipper from Andis. Goes from a #1 to a 3/0, just like my Master, but it got one more notch, where a Master only goes from a 3/0, from a 1 to a 3/0. This right here goes from a 1 to a 4/0. So it gives you just a little more cutting, a little bit more clean cutting at the base. Pretty strong clipper. I really like it. How you feeling, Bones?
Looking good.
So now,
Looking good?
yeah, you're looking good. You're already looking good, bro. You just sharp, man. You just needed a cut. Now you see all of this is pretty much gone. Open this all the way up, blend that line out there. Point cutting as I go. Kind of softening it up in there a little bit. Bring it around like so. Clipper under comb, clipper under hand. Open it up as you approach that line there so you don't create another hard line. Go into it diagonally so you don't, again, create another hard line. And blend that in. Spin that chair, close that down. See, the process becomes fairly simple. How you looking over there, Katie? Looking all right? Okay. Huh? Don't push it? No questions? No one cares about the barbers.
Man, ask you a question.
Ask me a question, any question.
Or ask me a question, come on.
Ask Bones a question.
Yeah.
What is that fanny pack on the side of you?
Fanny pack.
Katie said we haven't got any questions. So, well, ask me any question, fanny pack, anything. I don't care.
Wow, how very European of you.
Yeah, man.
Don't walk into a restaurant people with that. People think you won't tip and you won't get that service.
Right. Well, it only stays. It's only work purposes only. I'm scared to take it anywhere. Now I'm using my slim liners now to just go ahead and clean them up a little bit. Slim liners, another cordless clipper.
Really? Because I can't see on that thing.
I'm sorry. Let me come over here. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. Right here. Clean that temple up a little bit, soften it up. When I'm edging them, I'm letting the clipper do the work. I'm just placing the clipper and let, 65 SPM, strokes per minute, 6,500 strokes per minute. That should be sufficient enough to go ahead and remove some hair without adding pressure. So yes, you may need to adjust your clippers, but for the most part, your clippers can come right out of the box cutting hair. Change my angling up so I can go ahead and get a good clean angle there.
Hey, so when I'm looking at barbers on Instagram, a lot of times I'll see them like talking up for their lineups.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel the need to do that? I don't see you really do that often anymore.
I mean, no, not at all. No offense to those that do, but that's not, Ash lines are, who wants to walk out anywhere ashy?
Ashy Larry.
Yeah, ashy, unless you're Ashy Larry. And then they canceled the Chappelle show. So.
Mine didn't see it, just wasn't the same either.
Right. The Boondocks are coming back. Ever watch the Boondocks, Josh?
I love the Boondocks.
Good, yes. But yeah, man, I don't find a need for it. I don't. I mean, when I started out my career, like you said, we those ash lines, they were. It was a symbolic of, oh, your clippers are sharp. Nah, not necessarily. It's just, the client just needs some lotion. So now just soft, going through here, cleaning up. Again, no pressure on this neckline. Same thing over here. You see that hair, that dark hair here, so I'm gonna come right on.
Hey, we got a question.
Okay.
From Nikki Waller. How many clippers do you typically use, and how many do you think a barber should have, at least in the beginning?
Okay, well in the beginning, I'm gonna tell you like this. You're gonna probably spend a lot of money on clippers, simply because you need to find out what clippers work best for you. I won't tell you, I can tell you what works great for me, depending on what your clientele. I mean, I prefer Andis. At one point in time, I had, honestly, 16 pair of clippers on my workstation. 16 pair of clippers. It was overkill, absolutely overkill. I had duplicates, I had things set a certain way, and just 16 clippers, ridiculous. Now I work with 4, and I only work with 4 because I have 2 pairs of these. Reason being, working on set and doing a lot, you can show up different places, you can't show up with a whole 16 pair of clippers, So typically, I say a barber needs 1 pair of detachables, 1 pair of adjustables, and at least 2 pair of liners. When I say liners, I mean get you a pair of outliner 2s, or something with a regular head, and then something with a T outliner head of some sort, whether it be a detailer from Wall or whatever it be. But just get those 2 different styles, and you should be all right. So to answer your question, probably 4. Anything else, kind of overkill.
I swear about 13 people started watching after Josh posted on Facebook that you were cutting. It went from like 14 to 27 viewers.
Hi, new viewers. What's up?
Yeah, and if we're gonna step close to you so I can talk in the mic.
Yeah, come on.
If you get no, keep cutting. Don't worry about it. Keep cutting.
Because I thought you wanted the mic.
No, but they can hear me. Yeah, if you guys like this content and stuff like that, make sure you check out Federico Advanced. Make sure to check out AGF Salon. We always stay updated about our advanced programs and stuff like that. And if you guys like barbering, make sure you tell your friends about the show right now. We'd like to get more barbering going and bring you more barber education. And we have monthly events at Federico Advanced, so be sure to like our Facebook page and stay ahead of the game for our monthly education events at Federico Advanced.
Woohoo! There we go. So.
Oh, we got another question from, we have a comment from North Shore 45. What's up, North Shore? He says, looking good. And we have a question from Misery Gaglione. What do you think about Oscar Classic 76 clippers?
I learned on those clippers. They're, I mean, I'm not gonna bash them. They have their pluses and minuses, just like anything. They're great clippers. I learned on them. A lot of guys use them. Strong clipper, really reputable clipper. I don't personally use them anymore for different reasons. They have a carbon brushing. I think they're probably one of the only clippers that have the carbon brushings. And if you have a high volume of hair cutting that you do in the shop, sometimes those carbon brushings could cause you a problem if they go out during a work day. I've had that happen to me and it's not really fun. So I got away from the carbon brushings, and that's just my own take on it, but they're great clippers, great clippers. I actually want a pair of the 10s, the new 10s. I mean, they're not new, but they re-released them.
Now I noticed with your clipper cutting, a lot of it is hand motion, as opposed to over comb or anything like that. Do you find that a lighter clipper helps you out with the way you cut? Do you feel like the 76s might be a little too heavy with the style you've developed? Yeah,
I mean, you know, and some of the guys have them and they work with them in class, and I work with them, and it's just that back piece. There's just it's that bulkiness at the back that I just really don't dig. For myself, again, the BGRs are just, even with the cord, they're just, the cord is just a short clipper. The base comes in here, boom, you lock in there like that. It's just a really ergonomic, it's just balanced really bit. You know, we talk a lot about balance with razors and shears and whatnot. It's a good balanced clipper for me. And I'm gonna use my thinnest shear just a little bit, just to take some of this line out. I'm gonna bring them over here this way. I use a 4420. This shear was shear recommended by my barber instructor back in 1990 some odd, and they've been with me ever since. I think I probably had them sharpened maybe once.
Now I know in the hairstyling community there's some schools of thought that think fitting scissors are a bit of cheating.
Yeah.
Does that apply over to barbering as well, or is it?
It can. It can. I think. Yeah, I think at times if you use them incorrectly, yeah, it's definitely cheating. But a lot of barbers can't even. I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of us get away from the traditional shear over comb. So that gives me an opportunity to go ahead and shear over comb. Yes, we could go ahead and I could take my traditional shear and go in here and go through that. But again, I'm just trying to feather this out and blend this out a little bit more than my clipper would allow me to do so. So yes, I'm actually using it to cheat this time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's just another tool and whatever.
Just another tool, yes.
Okay, we have another question from E-Cycle10. Are the Model 10 the same as the 76 as far as the carbon thingy?
Conceptually, yes. Yes, they are. They are. They both had it. That's an Oster system. They run like that. And again, like I say, I was telling one of the guys today, just have you, if you prefer the Osters, just have you a couple of pair of the brushings. Just make sure you have some at the ready, because you don't want to have a busy day going, and then you know that comes. That's the problem that you have to deal with. So yeah, it's yes, they do have the same issue, but if you prepare for it, you should be good. I'm gonna take a little bit of this bulk out here.
And we have another question through Twitter, which you guys can ask us questions on Twitter at Federico ADV. And this comes from Mario.
What's up, Mario?
Do you prefer cordless clippers over corded? I have a pair of Masters and was thinking about getting the BGRC cordless.
Well, it depends on what you do. If you're going to get the BGRCs, make sure you have a cord. I have a cord for mine, but if you, I do suggest having them. I like cordless because they allow me, again, like I said, the mobility to do different things. When I'm educating, I could walk around to my students and don't take their clippers. When I'm doing platform work, same thing. I could just go ahead and just give me a little bit more mobility. But Masters, yeah, I mean, Masters Senior, like I said, I'm not a spokesperson for any clipper. I know what I work with, I know what I like. But at the same time, you know, they're all machines, they're all tools. So now I'm just taking some of this bulk off. As I wet his hair, I can see some of the weight right up in here. So I want to just go around here, kind of soften that up just a little bit. But again, like I'm not giving him a traditional comb over per se. I want it to be nice and neat. I want this to be parallel. I want this to be somewhat square. So we go straight up, but I want to make sure that it's soft around here. It's not real porcupine-ish. Bone has a nice density of hair. So I could go in here and I'm going to do some point cutting here in the top too. So I could go ahead and just kind of lighten that up. Shear work for barbers is honestly, for me, if not just as important, more important than clipper work. Before we had clippers, we used shears and hand clippers. So unfortunately, we got away from the tradition of using shears. And I think you got to have a real diverse skill set in this day and age. You know, hair does not have any color lines anymore. We got so much multiculturalism and diversity in families nowadays. Hair is just hair.
And I will say that's one thing I noticed about your barbering that kind of sets you apart from the rest. Is your scissor work is really, really good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. And we have another question. And this one comes from Kimberly Bennett. I have a question wondering for a clipper cut service, how long is the average cut? Say 45 minutes, is that too long? Love that you spin the chair, use lighting, and get his haircut. Looks awesome. Thumbs up.
Thank you. Well, I'll answer that question in two parts. Depends on how much you're charging, where your service is at. If you're at a place that charges a high end, if you're at a high end shop, 45 minutes for a haircut may not be that big of a deal. If you're at a place where you're doing $10 haircuts, yeah, well, 45 minutes is way too long. But at the same time, you just got to know where you're working. 45 minutes is a good deal of time. I mean, that's a lot of time. You could do a lot in 45 minutes, in my opinion. So yeah, it just kind of depends on, it depends on your price point, how much money you're making, honestly. Let's just be honest about it. If it takes you 45 minutes to make $10, you're probably gonna not be very happy for very long cutting hair. So it just, you just got to get your speed up to reflect your price point. But if you're getting $100 a haircut, and I know barbers that are, if you're getting $100 a haircut, why rush it? Why speed through it?
We got another couple questions coming through on YouTube. From North Shore 45, how do you typically deal with a hard parting or line?
Oh man, that's funny because we just worked on a video for that. I'm gonna let Josh check it out tomorrow, and then maybe he'll go ahead and give me the go ahead and say it's cool or put it up. But how do I establish a hard part? It just depends. It depends on the person. It depends on, Bones could take one. Bones could get one if that's the style we're going for. We won't do it today just for time purposes. But normally it deals with the age the style, the person, if he doesn't feel like waking up in the morning and cutting his hair, dealing with it, that's usually the biggest thing, is they usually don't want to wake up in the morning and mess with it. So that's when we go ahead and we put in the hard part, typically. I'm gonna go ahead because I want to keep this bulk here. So that's why I went back to my thinning shear, so I can keep this bulk just a little bit.
And then, what was the other question there, Kate? Right below that one.
If you could only own one clipper, which brand model would you gravitate to?
Oh God. Shout out to my Andis family. They always hook me up. Andis, okay, Andis BGR and all the blades that go with it. There you go. It would have been Master, but my Master kind of like leaves me limited. Now what I'm doing is I'm going in there, I'm doing the same C-cup motion that I was doing with my clipper, and I'm just lifting up that heavy portion. Turn them over here. The what?
Yeah.
Just lifting up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna switch to my bigger comb. Switch to my white comb. We switched to our white comb so that we can see the hair better. And you can see the hair better at home. Thanks for the questions. Keep them going. Yeah. So yeah, in Bones' case, tonight we won't do a hard part, but typically, yeah, we could do a hard part with Bones just because his hair, it doesn't want a part for him, and it probably gives him, when you start in the morning, it gives you problem bone.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So, you want a hard part?
Yeah.
All right. I'll show you how I do a hard part. Josh, I still got time? How much time am I wrapping up? I won't do the part.
Wrap it up.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. We won't do the part. But to answer the question why we would do a hard part, it's just because if for styling purposes. For styling purposes, we do a hard part.
Something for
Yeah, gotta do something. Yeah, yes, definitely. Lay rights. We're going ahead and wrap this up. We want it messy.
What is that?
It's grooming spray, and it smells fantastic.
Kind of like Bumble and Bumble tonic?
You might, yeah.
Yeah,
If you look, you say so.
smells better.
Does it? I wouldn't have said that. Little pomade. Messy boy, pretty boy look.
That looks great, DC.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Looks really good.
Thanks, man.
Today I had 2 barbering classes and I enjoyed both of them.
All right. Wipe him down just a little bit. Clean his forehead off. And?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Bones, we're out of here.
Thank you, DC the Barber.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for all the questions. Oh my God, that was
Don't go anywhere because we're still going to snap your picture.
Gotcha. Oh, wait.
Give me that microphone back.
Hey man, where you going with the mic?
Yeah. You got to watch out for the barbers, man. They'll steal your microphone.
Steal your mic.
I know how to stick it in his fanny pack.
Hey, me and Josh got on the same jeans.
Oh yeah.
Kind of almost.
Kind of twinsies. All right. So Erin is back, and I took her away and blow dry her. And oh wait, did you steal the clip, DC? You got the clip on you? Where'd that go? Oh great. That's.
Is that a clip in your pocket or?
You just happy? You just happy to see me? Is that what it is? There we go. Cool.
So I'm gonna put that there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, cool.
There you go.
Somewhere in there. There we go. Sorry, I'm probably just knocking on the viewers' ears at home. Whenever you handle a mic, it's really horrible. There we go. All right, good enough. So we're back with Aaron, and we're just going to refine a little bit. I like the top. The top's been like texturized pretty well, so I shouldn't need to do too much to it. What I'm really looking at is some of this bulk through here. So after watching DC cut, man, I just want to take a pair of clippers to her right now. But hey, DC, let me use your trimmers. Yeah, let me try them out. Actually, let me use your clippers too. Let me try them all out. Let me try all that out.
So here's the adjustable setup here.
Okay.
Let me dust you off here.
I'm inspired now.
The adjustables. And then here's your trimmers.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna try some clipper over comb.
Don't break them.
Oh, I'm not.
Nah, you go.
Oh, these are nice. He's got a bit of power for a cordless, right?
And I promise you, Sam, I hate cordless clippers before those.
Really?
Yeah, those are like, they're really, really good. But yeah.
Now you tell me if I miss anything up.
Oh, come on, man. Look at you, you
There we go.
Good looking out.
This is nice. This is the first time I picked up clippers in the past few months, so. Almost a year, yeah. It's been a long time since I've done any kind of clipper cutting, but it's pretty fun. I like it. I need to get back into this again. I think there's always there's that thing maybe you don't want to use clippers on women clients because it's a very male kind of oriented tool, but there's something to be said about the polish that you can just get from using clippers on women through your graduation and stuff, because it is a blunt cut. You're not going to get a lot of texture from it, and I believe with clippers you'll actually get kind of a tighter feel from it. And if anyone's been backstage watching Tim Hartley cut, you'll see him pull out the clippers all the time. It's it's a staple to what he does. And what's great is with clippers, you don't have to worry about pesky hairlines. You just can take them right up and out. And I actually might go with the trimmers for that. Plus they're a little quieter too. These are the Andes. I'm not sure which ones. These feel quite nice. I'm pretty stoked on them. So we're just cleaning up our hairline. I like a bit of a V shape, or with women's haircuts, I definitely like to put a more interesting shape in. The last thing you want to do is just kind of square up a woman in the back. Because even though you're working a very kind of short shape, what keeps it feminine is the hairline. So the last thing you want to do is put in a big bulky square shape.
Disciple 10 will only Disciple 7 on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
If you want to get to follow him on Instagram, consider him favorite next to Robert Cohen, started in the feedback family.
Really? Wow, okay, we'll follow him.
It's Disciple 7.
Okay. Yeah, we'll follow you. Oh, what a sneaky way to get a shout out. That's okay, I'm good with shout outs.
16 viewers.
All 16, I know, we peaked with DC and now everyone's like, oh, this guy's back. This guy sucks.
There's a lot of stuff barbers on every week.
I know. I think we should have a whole barber show.
Maybe we could have
I think that'd be great to have a Federico barbering show. Oh, totally. All right, so just kind of working around. I don't want this stuff really hanging over the ears that much, so I'm just gonna go in, clean it out. And hey, I don't know, I'm having fun with clippers, so let's just keep going with this. And I think, you know, clippers are kind of one of those things when you get bored with hair cutting, you know, it's like you need to, like, one of the things that you can do to kind of find your fun and find the passion again is to start using a new tool. You know, I find it's, you know, I've really been concentrating on photography a lot lately, and I find that's one thing with like photography. When I get a new lens, I'm like such a little kid, and I just start running around wanting to shoot everything because, like, you know, it's like, oh, the perspective, the angles, oh, this is so clear and sharp, that I find it's a lot of fun, you know. So I think it's kind of the same thing when, you know, working with cutting hair, is like you gotta, you know, especially if, you know, you haven't taken advanced education in a while or anything like that, one of the great things is, you know, pick up a new set of clippers, pick up something that, you know, you really want to try out and have fun, pick up a new comb, or, you know, put on some kind of limitation to yourself, just to, you got to make it fun again, because otherwise you're going to deal with so many people's vanities all day that you're going to get burnt out. So just experiment, have fun. New tools. All right, so now I'm just going to point cut through the top and we'll be done here. So there's, you can see there's that area that I pulled down to create a weight line, but it's a little too weighty, and there's a little bit of a shelf there. So I'm just going to pull everything up and just lightly point, because I don't want to destroy the graduation. I just want to kind of blend in that little bit of a line right there. And back. Right? And that gives it a little lift, everything blends. There's a little bit of a heavy spot right through here, which is kind of common when you're doing a front to back kind of feel, where it crosses over. A lot of times you'll get that peak of weight right in the middle. And just turn it around for you guys. So just basic refining. And bring her up. It's still a little heavy. Got a little bit lumpy right through here. We'll just clean that up. And we're just going to check through the top here and just give it a little bit of shallow point cutting. Just, I want to loosen up the ends just a little bit. And plus too, it kind of acts as a bit of a cross check for me. So I just want to pull it away a little bit from where it lives and just point in those ends again. I think this is almost shifting from my year of no asymmetry to my year of no bangs. I haven't done bangs in a while either. And maybe just slice out some of this like heavy stuff that's falling over. And that way that helps these look a little more prominent. It's just real surface. I'm not like picking it up. I want to see where it's like falling and hanging over. So that way I get that really kind of flat feel. All right, then we're gonna finish off. Let's see, we'll try some of this texture spray, some of the dry shampoo, try some milk. Milk has become one of my favorite stuffs for styling. We now carry it. I'm so excited that they started carrying it here HF Salon, which is attached to Federico and Federico Advanced, because now I have access to it all the time. But definitely check out Garrett Markinson. Just Google and check out the product Milk. It's really, really awesome. I think if I ever owned a salon, it would be like, I would probably only carry about 5 products. A dry shampoo and milk, the shampoo and conditioner, and I don't know, some gloss. Maybe some hairspray, 6. And I didn't flat iron this, I just kind of smoothed it out because I wanted a bit of this texture to come through. And she's got those really crazy like cowlicks in the front, so I knew I wasn't going to get that like super smooth kind of flat iron look anyway. So I wanted something that's a little more like wild and fun, super wispy. Bam, and there we go. Rock! All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. Next Federico Live, I believe Adam will be back, unless there's an unforeseen hurricane in Sacramento. And next week, wait, what is next week, honey? What Thursday is that? Is that the 4th Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, so next Thursday, the 24th, I'll be back again with Weapon of Choice, and that'll be awesome. So yeah, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, you guys can either catch Federico Live, or you can catch Weapon of Choice. And one further reminder, we have Russell Mays coming in May at Federico Advanced to teach some advanced courses, so definitely if you're in Northern California area, you don't want to miss Russell Mays because he's awesome. And special thanks to Aaron, DC, and Bone. You guys want to come say goodbye? Yeah, come say goodbye. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you don't get to see pictures taken. So ha ha. So big thank you to DC the Barber. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Real Barberism, or you can go to theworldofbarberism.com. You can find me at Federico, sitting next to Josh, trying to pick up bars from him all the time. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for coming on. DC is once again one of our awesome instructors here at Federico. He's our barbering instructor, and we're really glad to have him. Because he just brings so much. It's funny, it's like him and his little students are this little gang that does roam around school. And whenever, if you've ever worked in a beauty school, you're just surrounded by women all the time, and it's like going into the barber shop we have here at Federico is like this oasis of masculinity.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys would have playboys in there.
We would if we could.
Yeah.
We got one lady barber.
Yeah.
And Danny, she's the worst of them all. She's the most masculine lady you ever find in the world.
Tough lady. Yeah.
She's a tough lady.
Yeah, she's a tough
Definitely.
lady. All right, so thanks a lot, you guys. We'll see you next week with Weapon of Choice, and follow us on all social stuff.
Yes.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Oh. Boom. Thank you. All right, so let's turn off the microphone.